Welcome back to the Samantha Show. I'm your host, Samantha. You can call me Sam, just don't call me Sammy. And today I have a very special, bright and shining guest on here with me today. Her name is Nellie Corriveau, and she is the creator, founder, CEO of the Weathly Mama Movement. And I have all these questions for her because she shines so bright on the internet. I got to meet her in person. I got to hear her speak, and she didn't know it at the time. And I was like, oh, I'm connecting with that woman. Like, this is not the end of my relationship with this woman, is watching her speak. Like, this is the beginning of something. She doesn't know it yet. But so I've just been really in awe. She's got this positive, bright energy, which really is how I like to live my life as well. And that's why I have her on the show, because that's what this show is all about. So Nellie, welcome. Hello.
I am so excited to be here. It's going to be so fun.
In that jacket, we were talking before, but this is a whole vibe and energy, and I'm here for it. Usually I'm like the brightest in the room with my neon shirts, but not this time. Nope. Not this time.
We shine bright together, my friend.
There we go. Well, Nellie, I want to get in. I want to talk about you, who you are, your background, how you created the Weathly Mama Movement, what that is, what that means. But I start every single show with the 3 things that people need to know right out of the gate when I have a guest. And so can you give us, let's start with item number 1. What is something that the people should know?
The people should know that life is too short. Like, the older I get, less I stress about the little stuff that does not matter. It doesn't mean that we should do something, like everything should be giving you joy. We get to find the joy. We get to find the silver lining. And it's easy to say that when life is going well. It's not so easy when life is feeling hard. But just going through postpartum depression in particular, it just changes you. And my circle is smaller. My heart is just bigger. And I just want to serve and support and help as many people and help them enjoy life. Money comes and goes, but you enjoying this journey for however long we're here is the whole freaking point, you know?
I think that's so beautiful. And it's weird. The timing is uncanny because right before we jumped on the show, I was dealing with like a kind of a work issue conflict, and it was stressing me a little bit. And I was like, Samantha, in 3 months, this is not going to matter. This is not going to matter. Like, it will come and go. And in 5 years, you're not even going to remember it, much less it matter. And so I was like, you know this, remember this, let it go. Let it go. Do not let this disrupt your day. So it's just weird that you started with that, because it was literally like 10 minutes before this. And I think you're so right that we have to really try to enjoy each day through the good and the bad.
We do. And, a bad moment doesn't mean a bad day or a hard or challenging moment, right? Like, you have, at the end of the day, you have consent, and no one can tell you that you're going to have a bad day unless you already decide that it's a bad day, right? Like, challenges are going to happen. Like, I love when you shared, like, you're not going to remember it in a few years. Like, I have something that I call the 5 for 5 rule. So if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't give it more than 5 minutes. Like, feel your feelings, acknowledge those feelings. But if it really isn't going to matter and impact your life in 5 years, then move on. And that's the hardest part for humans to do, but it is a habit. It's a habit to move forward and let go. I love the trendy, let them message that's been happening, because it's so true. Like, let that happen. Let it just be what it is and keep moving forward.
Already getting into the good stuff here. All the good Nellie stuff here. So go ahead, give us now, what's the second thing that people need to know?
The second thing that people need to know is it should be fun. Like, today I was very intentional with, what did I want to wear? How did I want to show up? Like, I am constantly thinking about, how can I have more fun, as small as a jacket to as big as, like, let's go to the Ohio State Fair and have, a family night. Let's go to Vegas, right? Like, when you have things to look forward to, big and small, life feels just so fun. And when you're having fun, you attract so much your way. Like, it's, you know this, like you're the definition of this value. And so it's just, it's available to everyone. And adults do not have enough fun. So I am just on a mission to help women enjoy their life and also have so much fun. And they go, they go together.
Yeah, I could go on a tangent with this, and I think this is so great. Some adults, we worry too much about what other people think of us, and then that stops us from truly maybe living in our authenticity, having fun, not worrying about the small things. It's like it all kind of goes hand in hand, but I'm with you on that one. Like, life should be fun. We should be enjoying each day in whatever capacity we can and what that looks like. So I'm here for the fun factor. Okay, what's item number 3?
Oh, goodness. I would say you get to get focused.
Ooh.
Nothing happens when we're not focused. And everything happens when we are focused. So if you want to lose weight, you've got to get focused on losing weight. If you want to make more money, you got to get focused on making more money. Like, where attention goes, energy flows. So you are literally creating your reality in real time, down to the vibes, down to the results. And how exciting is that? Because you truly can make so much happen so quickly when you're enjoying life, when you're having fun, and when you're focused. Like, literally, this is available to every single human that wants to tap into it. And I think we're always looking for like the secret sauce, right? Like, there must be something that I don't know. These things are so basic and they're so simple, and they stand the test of time. Whether, there's a new social media platform or a new trend or whatever the algorithms are doing, like, these things are life-changing, and they last for a lifetime. Like, you can plug into these and tap into them today and get a different result than you did yesterday. It's huge. It's exciting.
It is exciting. And you're giving us this secret sauce here already. And that's what you have. And that's what you deliver. And that's what you share. So thank you for those 3 tips. And now I got to know, how did you get to this mindset? Because this is all about mindset, right? So much of this. And so tell us a little bit about you. What's your background? Have you always been positive and energetic and fun like this? Optimistic? So tell me a little bit about Nellie, your history, whatever parts of that you want to share that you think are significant to your story.
Absolutely. I'll give you the high level spark notes. And then if you want me to go deeper into anything, feel free to let me know. So I think the most important thing for your audience to know is this is a journey. This is an evolution. Like, I've gone through so many iterations of who I am. I've evolved as a human. And I think that that's so important, because when you are following people on social media, you can look at where they're at on their journey and then be like, well, I'm supposed to immediately be like that. And this is years in the making of feeling this way, talking this way, creating the habits that I do or that I have. And so I always want to be an inspiration. And I also always want to remind people that, like, you're not supposed to be exactly where I am if you're just starting out, right? Like, it's like a baby versus somebody going to high school or college, right? And so I think the most important thing is that every identity that I have gone through has led to the next chapter. And they've all been beautiful and amazing. And I think it's important to acknowledge the chapter that you're in. So I've literally gone through a 10-year chapter of starting a nonprofit organization and building that to millions of dollars for pediatric cancer families. I did that for 10 years. So that was a huge chapter of my life. Yeah. And then from there, having 2 babies, going through postpartum depression twice, building a business in small pockets of time. It's been messy. It's been challenging. My brand has gone through multiple evolutions. My hair has changed. It's gone super short and purple and blue and pink to now I'm going long and growing it out. And so I think it's just so important that, like, the more you lean into pouring into you, everything yields you. So, whatever I choose to do on my journey, I'm stuck with myself. Right? Like, yeah. No matter where I go, like wherever I move, whatever I, sell as a business owner, whatever social media platforms I'm on, I'm always with me. And so I might as well like me a little bit more and take care of me a little bit more.
Love that.
And I think that that is so hard as a mom. I've put myself at the bottom of the list, and we don't get a gold medal for doing that. We don't get a gold medal for it being harder. I've had very complicated business structures and they're hard to keep up with. I've burned out, and I think a lot of those things have led to postpartum depression too, not just being a mom. It's being a business owner and taking care of a house. It's just so much, having ADHD. And so this journey, like my point of view is you never fail. I have learned so much. I've created so many high income skills. I've become a better human being that even in the darkest of times on my journey, I'm so grateful for it in hindsight, because I've learned so much that like no one can take that away. And that's what makes you a better business owner, a better human, a better mom, a better, partner, are those hard moments. Like the hard moments don't get enough praise. Like everyone's bragging about like the success of like when you got crowned. What a beautiful moment. But I'm sure there were so many moments leading up to that don't get the praise, right, that allowed that beautiful moment to happen. So it's like having the gratitude of those moments I've been really working on, and making sure I'm stopping and smelling the roses and like enjoying my life, because it's so easy to just get hung up in all the stuff. So I think it's just, from a journey perspective, I've done so many things. I've traveled the country in an RV. I've literally gotten some of the biggest sponsors to say yes. I've gotten cars for free, venues for free. I've made millions of dollars. I've made money mistakes. Like I've hired a big team. I've had office spaces. Like I've done so many things. And at the end of the day, like now the chapter that I'm in, it's all about impact for me. It's all simple for me. Like I don't have an office space anymore by design. I don't have a packed schedule. Like this interview is the only thing for the day. And like my nervous system loves that, because I can show up so much bigger without faking it. And that changes everything. And so yeah, it's been more about the vibes for me than anything else, and making sure being very intentional about that, because it's just easy to work your life away. And I'm just, trying not to do that.
Yeah, I'm ready for my one-on-one call. So if we could just pause this podcast, I'd like to go ahead and unpack my life and see where we can get a little direction in here. You said so many things that I really like, starting even kind of at the beginning, that like life is an evolution and we as humans evolve and change. And that's really important to note, because to your point, you can see someone, they're all the way there and I'm all the way back here. And how am I supposed to get there? Or two, there's a little bit of maybe feelings, just speaking maybe for myself, it's like, I've been that person, but if I switch gears because now I'm heading that way, are they going to be like, oh, she's being phony, or she's different, or she's faking it, or why is she acting like that now just because she's in pageants or whatever? But we do evolve, we do change as our interests change, as our paths change, and we're still who we are at the core, our core beings, but externally we may change with our hair and our bodies and all these different things. I really liked that evolution piece, so important in a journey, but also too, when you talked about learning in our failures, which is never really a failure if you have that growth mindset and you're open to learning from whatever happened in that situation. I read something just very recent, like you only fail if you stop trying, or you only fail if you refuse to learn from your situation. And there's so much to that. So bringing us more up to speed now, your business. So you're talking, this is the only thing on your calendar here today, and I'm sweating because I got 30 other things I got to do today. So tell me a little bit about the Weathly Mama Movement and what your business is and how you help mamas like me get my life more streamlined so that I don't have to sweat, so I don't have 3,000 different things going on trying to keep all the balls afloat. Tell me just more about what it is that you do.
Oh my goodness, we're up to so many exciting things at the Weathly Mama Movement, and I'm taking the approach. So I started a nonprofit when I was 16 and scaled that to millions of dollars. So what I know to do is to run a nonprofit and do it well. Like most nonprofits fail within the first couple of years. And so I had this moment in my journey about a year ago, I was like, I know what to do. Like, I know how to run a mission, like a mission driven company. And so I had this like switch in my mind of like, I can absolutely do that for my business, even though it's not, a 501c3. I can still, as a for-profit company, run it like a nonprofit. And I already know how to do that. And so this just huge epiphany happened for me. And like, I just rallied our team. We did a bunch of rebranding, restructuring. We started reaching out to sponsors because I know how to get sponsors. We started sharing the mission of the company and making things really affordable, which is not normal in the coaching space.
Yeah.
It is actually frowned upon to make things affordable. Like, seriously, like people are like, you should be making, or you should be charging, thousands of dollars for what you're doing. And like, even recently I did 25-minute calls for $25, and it actually felt good to me. And people have been so grateful about them. So again, the vibes are so different. And so I've just stepped in as a leader to abundance. Like, there's obviously boundaries around, like, you can't have me for a whole day for $25. Like, so there's still boundaries, but we just flipped the business model to disrupt the coaching industry, the education industry, and say, what if we made everything so affordable, if not free, for busy women, for mamas, to help supercharge their journey. And so we've just created this like TJ Maxx vibe where you can come in. I know. You can come in and like when you go into TJ Maxx, you know that it's still high quality.
Yeah.
But you also know that it's going to be an amazing price. Yeah. And why is that a bad thing? Like, I don't go into TJ Maxx being like, oh, this sucks that I have to like get a deal. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like the vibes are so good. And so like ever since we've made that shift, and I've just been sharing the vision of helping moms and sharing my postpartum journey. I wasn't ready to share it when I was going through it, but I did know like that was like the catalyst to what we're doing now, because crying, sobbing really in your car, you don't know how you're going to keep going, but you have to, because 2 children are counting on you. And like, this business is my livelihood too. And so it's like, I can't just be like, you know what, I'm just not going to show up today. Right. Like, that's not an option, nor do I want it to be, really, like at the core. And so like my own journey of going through the hard led to the evolution of the Wealthy Mama movement. So it's been so good since that moment, because we're standing out in the online space. People are noticing. Like, literally, we signed a presenting sponsor, and she's so excited our mission and our vision. And so, we're creating events. We have online trainings. We have where you can work with me privately. Like, and I really like the variety, like, because everyone is different. And so we're constantly talking about the options, and equally, like, people can always come to me and I can say, hey, this is what I would recommend. And I love that. I want it to feel very conversational versus you're a number. And so we are growing consistently, but at a pace that I still, like, I know you. Like, I can ask you questions, and that matters to me. And so we have a long-term vision of impacting 1 million moms. And I have no doubt that we'll get there and surpass there. But I'm also just enjoying, like, the grassrootsness of where we're at and bringing people on this journey and not rushing. I think we rush so much as humans. I know I have. Like, I was one of 4 children, and it was always just like rush. And so I've just been trying to like actually slow down. So the Wealthy Mama movement is on a mission to create affordable education and support for moms. And our specialty is marketing. It's what I know to do all day, every day. And it's the biggest pain point that I am noticing for women. Like, once they know what they want to sell, they're like, but how do I do this? And I actually enjoy it. And so that's our main focus, no matter if you work with me one-on-one or in a group or anything else that we do, more courses, etc. Marketing is at the core of what we focus on.
That's really helpful because that was kind of my question. So I understand you guys are you're like a coaching business, and when we say Wealthy Mama, then I think of like business coaching because we're talking about money here.
Yeah.
So that's helpful too. Then like you specialize in marketing. I think that's a great place where we need a lot of help because the internet is oversaturated in marketing and social media. So how do you stand out and how do you get noticed? So you call the Wealthy Mama Movement and Nellie's going to help you.
Yeah. And it like it feeling good. So it's not just the tactical of marketing, it's you as the marketer. So you're also a priority of mine. So like we talk about health and wellness. We talk about makeup and clothes, and all of these things are really intentional because I have noticed when I've worked with women, they're not going to show up if they don't feel like,
yes.
And the vibes are so different. And so when I can actually work on leveling up the marketer within you and you feeling so good, the tactical stuff is actually really easy. Like how to do a reel, the messaging, the branding, right? Like those things are actually so much easier when you have the energy and the mindset of like, I'm so excited to do these things. And so, I had one student in particular just this last week. She's like, I hate DMing people. And I'm like, okay, well, like, let's shake this up because she was wanting a result. She wasn't getting her result. And so I was like, let's just try it in a different way. And she immediately got sale after sale after sale after sale. And she's like now my cherry is popped and this feels really good. And so she thought she had to be a marketer in a certain way. Yeah. And we've all had those cold messages. They don't feel great. They're not very effective, but there's other ways to do it and it still feel good and you get a result. And so like so much of it is the energetics of marketing and the tactical. So I love to infuse both into it because they both do matter and they lead to so much for the business owner that then you're like unstoppable. I had a client say, I'm never going to get on video on a Monday. And she was on a Facebook Live by that Thursday. Literally, my phone almost dropped out of my hands and it wasn't forced.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like that, like, again, it's the vibes, it's the energetics, like, and some people make fun of that stuff, but if you're not getting your results, maybe humor yourself for a little bit and say, well, maybe it does matter.
Right.
Like,
absolutely.
Maybe I get to try it a different way.
It reminds me of what you said really even at the beginning, like when you're having fun, when you're feeling positive, that's when things flow in abundance to you. And you're so right. Mindset around the business execution, the marketing, what you are doing, it's the mindset is everything. That's what I love to talk about on this podcast. And so that's really what drove me to you when I heard you speak and heard you at our Ohio America pageant workshop and everything you were saying. I was like, yes, yes, yes. I'm like pumping my fist, like, let's not be too obnoxious here. But so you are so big on mindset. I have from our phone call, the one thing that you said to me that stuck to me that has become almost my second favorite quote of all time. Yeah, I now say it all the time. I need to start crediting you, or I don't know if you heard it, but I have shine light on the doubt because darkness cannot exist in the light. And that has been like, it's on my wall behind where my desk sits. I see it all the time. And every time that doubt comes up, I think about it. And so how did you get to this place of positivity? Because mindset is so important with all aspects of life. Have you always been so positive and believed in the mindset, or how did this shift happen for you? If someone's maybe like hesitant, or, when people are first stuck, they're like, oh, you say that it's because your life is good. You can say that. So how do they get there?
My husband jokes that he lives with a Care Bear because like it truly is just who I am. It doesn't mean I'm perfect. I scream at times, like I get angry, like I have emotions. And so I show a lot of the messiness of the journey because I don't want people to think that it's toxic positivity, that I have all of my ish together, right? So it does matter to me from an authentic standpoint that there's no way, no matter if you're Taylor Swift or Beyonce or, you know, anyone, that you're always going to be at a level 10 energy, a level 10 like
Right.
happiness. Life is meant to be ebbs and flows, but my goal is that like I do get to control the ebbs and flows, because I can't control what happens to me, but I can control my point of view, my energy, my emotions, right? Like, so over the years, it's become more regulated because of coaching, like me getting coaching and mentoring and resources and emotional intelligence and all of those things. But I do believe we all are born with gifts and natural talents and tendencies. And it has been who I have been since as long as I can remember. You know, almost to a default. So kind of to make you giggle and make your audience giggle, like, you know, I tried out for the cheerleading team thinking I was going to make it without any preparation.
Oh, no prep. Okay. Yeah.
Right? Tennis team, same thing. But rejected from both, right? Like I thought I was a great singer and auditioned for a talent show and they declined me. You'll also get a kick out of this one. I don't know if I shared this with you. I auditioned for Cycle Bar to be an instructor.
No. How long ago? I watch all the auditions for Cycle Bar.
Oh my gosh. I'll never forget it. In Columbus, Ohio, they had a call for auditions. It was before babies. And so we had this date night routine that we did. I really genuinely miss it. We used to go to Cycle Bar on Fridays, go home, shower, and then go to like dinner and a movie after. And it was so fun as a couple. We did it so many times. And so when I got the email that they're like, hey, we need some more instructors, I was like, well, I've gone a few times, do this, right? Like you're probably dying inside because you're like, oh, Nellie, like if you only knew.
I think it's great. You have the person, you'd be the kind of person like, well, we'll teach you how to ride to the beat and do that. You got the personality. Come on down. I'll give you a chance to come back.
I know. I'll never forget going into the audition and just like, you can read a room, right? Like I felt like, you know, I gave it my all, which I always do.
That's great.
But you could like feel the vibe of like, oh, honey, you're not at all close to what we need you to be, right? Like A for effort, right? So anyways, I say those things to giggle and to like, you know, I have more balance with my positivity of like, yes, it's important to be positive, but there's also energy and effort required to create the, you know, the results that we're wanting. So, you know, I love that. And I see that in my daughter, and she's, you know, almost 7. And so I'm working on it with her because she believes she can do anything, which I love. But then she gets immediately upset if she doesn't get the result. So like I'm practicing that with her, being on the other side of it. So yes, I do believe I was meant to come to this world and help a lot of people, that it doesn't come as easy to them. Like, like my husband says all the time, he's like, you're my bright light. Like you make my day better. And like, that can also be a lot of pressure, but I feel like I can handle it. And, you know, just even my clients, like I hold more than I give myself credit for, but I think that like I was meant to come here for that reason. Like, and so just the more I pour into myself, I've found that it's more sustainable positivity, right? More energy. And so, I believe it's been a part of me, and it's only gotten better and more balanced the more I've learned about myself.
I think that's beautiful. I really like that. I want to hear about you. I can't remember the exact conversation at the workshop where you spoke, but all I know is the day afterwards, I was like, I love doing laundry. I don't remember. It was something about mundane tasks, shifting the mindset. And I remember messaging all the girls the next day. And I was like, you guys, I did my laundry with a smile on my face and it was a great success. Remind me how we get to these mundane tasks that add up as moms, as just busy working women, men, that feel like such a drag, can weigh on us, the dishes, all these things, how we can kind of shift our mindset around that to have a more positive kind of thinking with these things.
I love that you bring that up because it's always a choice. That's a really big theme of this episode. Like you have so much choice, and it is up to you. It is your responsibility of like, what reality do you want to live in moment to moment? You're in your own reality show. Like when I watch your stories, I feel like I'm watching a reality show, right? Like
Thank you. That's what I'm going for.
For real though, like you're creating your reality show on and off of social media.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people pour a lot of time into the on social media, but it's just as important to do off of social media. And so for me, I have noticed when I actually enjoy doing the little mundane tasks from dishes to laundry to taxes. Like I talked to my accountant yesterday and I was literally doing that hack. Like I was like, I'm so excited to talk about my accountant. I know she's going to have lots of questions and she's going to need lots of things from me and I'm going to get it to her and like life is going to be good. And guess what? It was a 22-minute conversation that was actually enjoyable. And I felt so much better after the conversation. So again, I created a different reality because I chose it versus I'm dreading this conversation. She's going to need so many things from me. I don't have any time to do that. I don't want to do it. I don't love, accounting type of thing, right?
Yeah.
No one wins.
Right.
And you literally plummet your energy. You can feel it. You can literally see the draining happening. Like if you've ever watched Monsters Inc. and you know that like the screams, right? Like it's draining it versus like filling it up. And Monsters Inc. is a great example. Like at the end of that movie, the canisters were so much bigger when they were helping them giggle.
Yes. Love that.
Come
Disney
on,
always has the best. They always got the best.
Disney comes in, right, with the lesson. And so, it can feel a little fake, which people feel weird, but then I just think it's hilarious. Like, I'm just so excited to do these dishes. Like, oh my gosh, my kids made so much messes, right?
It is funny.
Start to giggle.
You start to laugh. And that was me when I was doing my laundry. Because here I am, like Nellie told me I love doing laundry. And here I am. I don't even know who Nellie is. The next day I'm laughing at myself doing laundry. Like it's contagious. And then it was fun. And then I texted the girls in the group and we're all laughing. And like, look what we did. We took laundry, which could have been a drag and all of these things, but made it something that was enjoyable. There's just so much to that. I love hearing you speak on that.
And there's so many things we can do outside of like the words we say. Like I've put The Bachelor on, I've put music on, I've called a friend. Like, so depending on what it is, we can always find little like things that help us. Like typically when I do client calls, I put my earbuds in so I can move. So I'm getting steps, which is great. Especially as an ADHDer, if I fidget a lot, I need to move. I used to do coaching calls on Zoom back to back to back. And I was like, why do I have so much energy and like I feel funky? And I realized I was like, I'm not meant to sit that long. Like I don't think anyone is, and so it wasn't the actual coaching calls that were the problem. It was how I was choosing to design my reality. And so now I'm like loving calls and like, let's go. And I get so many ideas when I'm moving with them. And so, just these small little tweaks can make so many things in our life, our day to day, so much more enjoyable. So much more enjoyable. And again, we have the power to do it.
We have the power to do it. And so I love these conversations with you, and that's why I enjoyed so much listening to you speak and having my call with you before the pageant and getting to connect with you today. So I know with the Wealthy Mama Movement, you guys talk a lot about marketing and business and streamlining and income, but are you also available for coaching calls if someone is just like, I just feel stuck in life. Like I don't have a business right now. Or I'm in my job. I'm not happy. I am depressed about this and that, and just feeling like, you've got this great energy. Can I just talk to you about this and call you? Yes. You do that kind of stuff too.
Yes, that's why I've continued to offer the 25-minute calls for $25. Like there's no coach that you'll find that does that. And I actually freaking love that. Like it's allowing coaching to be more accessible to more people. And isn't that the whole point? I'm like coming in as a disruptor because I'm like, yes, is it sexy to say that you have a coaching container and it's $5,000? Sure. But if my husband knew that I spent $5,000 on like a 1 hour call. Like, he trusts me, but I'm like, I also don't think that that's financially sound. You know what I can do for my business with $5,000? So it's like, it's always a choice and there's no judgment. But like, for me, it's like, what if we just made it easier for people to get coaching?
Yeah.
Like, this world would be a better place with more coaching and therapy. And therapy is so hard for people. Like, that's my next, like, that's on my list to make therapy easier. Like, I can't do that, but I can be a part of helping make it more accessible, because just this world needs to heal a lot. Like, we get to work through a lot. And so if I am somebody's vibe, I will always do my best to be available to them and to support them. And like, I made a new friend on social media and a Facebook group, and she started binge watching my videos. And she's like, I'm just so glad I found you. And I'm like, that's the whole goal, right? Like, I have just shifted my whole energy around my life and business to be abundant of like, I know that I'll be taken care of. I am taken care of in so many ways that I just want to help people feel better and make more money and enjoy the journey. Like, it's as simple as that. And that may be in your day job. It may be with your side hustle. I've really allowed myself to not be put in a box, which does take some time to help people like wrap their head around of like, okay, but can you help me? And it's like, if I'm your vibe, then I think we can do magical things together. And I'm a very multi-passionate human and have so many skills. And so, I think it really comes down to, you know, if you think that I can help you, then I'm sure I can.
Yeah. And I would tell anybody to don't sleep on the 25-minute call, because that's really about how long you and I chatted before my pageant. And it really shifted my mindset. And I was in kind of this slump. And even though I consider myself a very positive, right in line with the mindset thing, sometimes you still, I feel like as the coach or the pumper up, you need somebody else sometimes just to pour a little into you. And that conversation was so, like I said, I got a quote now that serves me every single day when I look at it from that, you know, that one call. So there's so much benefit. Although I will say, once you get a little bit of Nellie, you need a little more and a little more. And all of a sudden you're like, now I'm hooked. I'm ready to pay you $5,000 for whatever you can give me for that. I'm just kidding. But
it's like the 5,000, like it's not that, like, I've spent lots of money on my business and my personal development, but I think it's like the vibes around it, right? Like the return on investment type of thing. But in the coaching space, like, that could be a whole different episode. I think it's just become very trendy to drop a lot of money for certain things. And I'm like, but like, that could rattle your whole nervous system. Like, I've heard stories where people literally are not paying themselves and then they're paying this fancy coach. And I'm like, it's just like, I don't know. It really just, I think that we've trained people to do that. And I don't think that that's always the best financial advice, like, to fall into. And so I think it's just really, really important. And, you know, something that's interesting that I haven't told you, so we'll just put this on the record. I offered that free call on that workshop to everyone. You're the only one that took me up on it. And you won.
I'm just saying. Not saying
it's because of that call, but you're an action taker. You follow through. That call, I'm sure, at least helped a little bit, but it's the essence of that you wanted something, you went for it. Because like, some people shared that they wanted it. And I said, hey, reach out to me when it gets closer. And you're the only one that did.
There's a lot to that action and follow through. And I, you know, as someone who, like, I hear it a lot in Cycle Bar because I'm a master instructor. I have a lot of instructors that say, I want to be a master instructor. I'm like, you can do that one day. But these are the steps you have to take. There's very few of us at the top, and just because people, you know, and also too, you know, I think a lot of times people get into a journey and then they decide the journey is not for them, and that's okay, you know. So the actions don't happen because they're like, oh, I didn't realize it was going to be that much work, and to me, the outcome is not worth the effort that's going to go into it, and like that, I fully respect. But there's a lot to saying what you want, and again, going back to your focus, right? Like if this is what you want, you get focus on it. What are the steps you're going to take to get it?
Yes.
So,
well, and that's the big kicker. A lot of people still do want the title, the crown. They want the 6-figure business. They want the master instructor. And then they're upset because they're not getting it. But then if we look, you know, if we pull the curtain back and we look at their energy and effort, if they're honest with themselves, they could be like, yeah, I could be doing this. 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 Sure. So I say that not to throw shame, but to throw excitement. Like, what you want is literally hidden in your day to day.
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is.
Love that. Love that.
Right?
Yeah.
You want to go make more money? Go reach out to a few people, put out an offer, right? Go on Facebook Live, do a podcast interview. Like, so much good has come from that workshop that I did. And I donated my time. Some people would roll their eyes like, I'm not showing up for free. I was delighted. Like, I was so excited. Like, I gave you guys bracelets. Like, I do these things very intentionally. These are things that are available to anyone.
Right.
Don't put people on a pedestal, right? Like, everyone can have what they see on social media and off of social media when you put in the energy and effort.
There it is.
A little tough love, like, you can have it. Like, it'll lead to something else. So, like, maybe you work for a master instructor and you don't get it, but they see your energy and effort. They're like, we'd really love you on our corporate team, right? In this capacity. And it's actually a better fit for you, right? So, like, so many of those things have happened in my journey of, like, when I actually put in the energy and effort, magic happens.
Yeah. Magic. Beautiful. Well, Nellie, I could continue this conversation forever, but I want people to know, how can they get more of you? How can they get access to the Wealthy Mama? How can they follow you? Like, you tell us what it is, and I'll drop it as well, like in the bio and the shared information about this episode. But where can we find you?
Yeah, easily. The Wealthy Mama Movement is where we like store everything. And then from there, I hang out on Facebook, Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. We have a podcast with literally hundreds and hundreds of episodes. But if you just go to the Wealthy Mama Movement, it'll take you then wherever you want to go.
Yes, and I will share that for sure. So tell us, Nellie, I mean, you've given us so many amazing nuggets of wisdom here today. I can't wait to post this episode. I'm so excited. This has been great. This is wonderful. So, okay, but I do like to end every episode with, if you had the platform, or you had every human in the world sitting right in front of you and you could leave them with the most important message. It's a lot of pressure, but what would you say?
Let me take one moment to think.
Yeah.
So I can just make sure heart is aligned. Okay. I'm going to trust this intuitive download. You matter. You matter. Your voice matters. Your energy matters. Your dreams matter. You matter. You don't need a huge following to change lives, to make a lot of money, to be happy. You just get to show up and know that your voice matters, and start using your voice to create the life that you desire, that you're worthy of, that you deserve. And it is your responsibility. It is no one else's responsibility. Like, happiness is an inside job. Wealth is an inside job. Health is an inside job. You can enroll support, you can enroll resources, but at the end of the day, it is up to you. And what an exciting thing that it's up to you, because then nothing can stop you.
Beautiful. Well, thank you.
That made me
so
emotional.
much. I'm over here. I'm like, this minute, I'm like, don't cry, But I think it's amazing. I love your energy. Nellie, thank you so much for your generosity, really since the day that I met you, but also today here with your time and sharing, and just continue to shine your amazing light, your bright colors, your fun energy. It is contagious. I'm always laughing watching your stuff. I think my favorite was when you were at Target in a unicorn costume. But
again, life should be fun, right?
It should be fun. It was very fun. Oh, it was a great time. I just wish it was at my Target when that happened. But I appreciate you so much. Everybody who's listening, I hope you have a great day, because you deserve it.